Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So yesterday, Throne of Pages released a book, a video where she read the first line of all of her classics and then rated them to see in what order she would read them, but she doesn't really have to go by that order, but I thought since I have a lot of classics that I want to read and I haven't read, I thought it would be fun to read the first line of all of these classics and also rate them. That does not mean I'm gonna read them in that order because I am a mood reader, and if I'm not in the mood for it, it's just not gonna happen. But I thought it would be fun to do so, so here are some of them. Oy. So these are some of the cuter ones. I mean, they're all cute, to be honest. And then these are the other ones. I just don't want to drop them. Oh my god. And these are the other classics. So I thought we would just get into it and then start putting them in an order. So I guess we'll start with the first one, which is Animal Farm by George Orwell. All I know is that his are like kind of like a, how do you call this, like a dystopian world, I feel like they are, but we'll see. I did already mark where the actual book starts, so this is line 1. Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm had locked the hen house for the night. He was too drunk to remember to shut the pop holes. So for me, that was a pretty average. Since there's no, sorry, my allergies are not having fun today. This is just like a really basic one, I guess. So right now there's no rating, so it'll be just there. Then we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, which I have been wanting to read. It's this super cute, beautiful edition. So you can see there. And we're just gonna find the first. Should we get it from the preface? Or from like the... No, this is from chapter 1. So the first line, it's chapter 1, it's called Plain Pilgrims. The first line is, "Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents," grumbled Joe, lying on the rug. I'm so sorry for my voice. My allergies are just not having fun right now. I prefer that one. I am a Christmas girly, but also a Halloween girly, but I prefer this one over the Animal Farm one. So far it's gonna be like this. This is how she's going right now. Next, we have The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. I have no idea what this is, but I saw it in a thing that said like 100 must-read classics or whatever. So let's see. It says, on a January evening of the early 70s, Christine Nilsson was singing in Faust at the Academy of Music in New York. So that one's okay. I think I'm gonna put it between Little Women and Animal Farm. Like, that one didn't give much, but it's still better than I feel like the George Orwell one, the Animal Farm. Next we have The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. Let's see. I'm hoping this one has a good line because I've been wanting to read this book lately, so we'll see. Okay, we have a prologue. I'm gonna get the first line from the prologue because that's what you would read first. It says, in which the author of this singular work informs the reader how he acquired the certainty that the opera ghost really existed. That's not the first sentence, it's like a little thing here. The first sentence is, the opera ghost really existed. Like I said, I'm also a Halloween girly and I love ghost stories and ghost stuff. I know the Phantom of the Opera is not really a ghost, but that line did beat Little Women, so this is spot number 1 as of right now. Next, we have The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right. Look at this beautiful edition though. Stunning. We love to see it. Look at it. Okay. So, let's see. So, the first line is, when Mary Lennox was sent to Misselthwaite Manor to live with her uncle, everybody said she was the most disagreeable looking child ever seen. So she's a disagreeable child. I feel like it's before Age of Innocence, but after Little Women. So that's where she is right now. That's where she's gonna go right now. If George Orwell's the last one, it's gonna be really hard to hold up this pile, but we'll see if it's Animal Farm, the last one. Then we have Heidi by Joanna Spiri. I think this is based in Switzerland because when I went to Switzerland, there was a lot of like Heidi's house, what do you call this, like magnets and stuff. So that actually got me excited to want to read it, and I wished I would have read it before going to Switzerland, because then I would have been like, oh my god, you know what I mean? So let's see. Okay, so the first sentence says, from the old and pleasant situated village of Mayenfeld, a footpath winds through green and shady meadows to the foot of the mountains, which on this side look down from their stern and lofty heights upon the valley below. I think I'm gonna put this one after The Secret Garden. Like, it was fun, it was good, but it wasn't giving all that much. I like the little description of the valley, the little nature, but it wasn't giving all that much. So right now we're gonna put her after The Secret Garden. It's really hard to put them in order. They start weighing. Okay, next we have The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain, which is this beautiful edition. I love collecting classics and like these beautiful editions, but sometimes they're just a little hard to read. Like, the edition outside is so beautiful, but then like you open it inside and like it's written so why? Like, you had all this space, like why'd you do that? Anyway, the chapter 1 is called The Birth of the Prince and the Pauper. The first sentence is, in the ancient city of London, on a certain autumn day, in the second quarter of the 16th century, a boy was born to a poor family of the name of Canty, who did not want him. Maybe it's because I kind of know what this book is about, because I watched Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper, and that was one of my favorites. So I feel like this is after Little Women and before Secret Garden. I think that's where we're gonna put her right now. That's where she's gonna go. Then we have this massive book, which I bought because of Thorn Pages, and it's War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I already separated like the different like, I guess it was, what did I separate it by? Hello? Oh, like part 1, part 2, or whatever. So I guess let's go to part 1 and read the first sentence. Okay, so it says, while Prince Genoa and Luca are now no more than private estates of the Bonaparte family. It's not giving much. It's not really giving, it's not resonating. So I think this one's gonna go under Heidi. I think that's where we're gonna put War and Peace. This is starting to get really heavy. This is like a whole like arm workout right now, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to lift it at the end, so I might just put the camera on this and show you guys, because she's getting heavy. So, Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I think this is the... I separated it once again by parts. Part 1, part 2, whatever. So we're gonna start with part 1. Okay, it says, at the beginning of July, during an extremely hot spell, towards evening, a young man left the closet he rented from tenant. It does say the closet. He rented from tenants in S.Y. Lane, walked out to the street, and slowly, as if indecisively, headed for the K.N. Bridge. Think I'm gonna put it before War and Peace, but still after Heidi. I think that's where it's gonna go. It's not giving much. Like, I want like a first sentence that's gonna leave me like, wow. Like, so far the best one has been The Phantom of the Opera, which is the first one. And I think it's mainly because it said ghost. And I was like, oh my god, a ghost. So then I have this little edition of Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. But I do also have this book that has both Peter Pan and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens. So I'm gonna rate Peter Pan through this one, and then Peter Pan in Kensington Garden through this version. So let's do the first sentence of Peter Pan. Okay, so chapter 1 is called Peter Breaks Through. It says, all children except one grow up. That was it. I was gonna keep on reading because the rest sounded good. I think I'm gonna put that under the Phantom of the Opera because it's giving mystery. Who's the kid that doesn't grow up? Why doesn't he grow up? You know, I mean, we all know the Peter Pan story, so it's not that mysterious, but it's giving a little bit of mystery, so we're gonna put it under the Phantom of the Opera as of right now. Then we're gonna do Peter Pan in Kensington Garden. So that one's gonna take me a little. No, it didn't. It did not take me longer. Oh my god, it's illustrated. There's like a freaking naked baby. That's crazy. Okay, so it's called The Grand Tour of the Gardens, and the first sentence is, you must see for yourselves that it will be difficult to follow Peter Pan's adventures unless you are familiar with the Kensington Gardens. I think under War and Peace for me. It's giving under War and Peace. It's not as like wow, as riveting as Peter Pan. Oh my god. This is so heavy to carry. I feel like at some point I'm gonna need help. I can't do that. Oh. Give me a second. The bugs fell back. Okay, so that was a whole adventure to try and find the Phantom of the Opera because I got lost back there when it all fell. And now I'm out of breath. But the next book is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. This one's so out of breath. This is one I'm actually excited for because I watched Wicked last month. So I'm actually very excited to see Dorothy's side of the story. I've never watched The Wizard of Oz. So I'm excited to see. Now that I know Elphaba's side of the story, let's see Dorothy's, you know? It says, Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies with Uncle Henry, who was a farmer, and Aunt Em, who was the farmer's wife. It's really not giving. I think it's above Animal Farm, but under The Age of Innocence. If you know what I mean. I'm gonna start separating these and just making sure that the ones on this side are the ones that are under and above because it's starting to get way too heavy. Okay, next we're gonna have 4 no, just 3 Jane Austen books in this little collection. This one is Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. We're gonna read the first sentence. Okay, chapter 1. About 30 years ago, Miss Maria Ward of Huntingdon, with only £7,000, had the good luck to captivate Sir Thomas Bertram of Mansfield Park in the county of Northampton, and to be thereby raised to the rank of a baronet's lady, with all the comforts and consequences of an handsome house and large income. I think under War and Peace. The first line is not giving too much. It's not slaying. It's not giving what needed to be gave. But that's okay. That's really okay. So, I'm gonna put that there. Then, let's just do Jane Austen right now. We'll finish Jane Austen. Next we have Sense and Sensibility. Also by Jane Austen. Like I said, there's gonna be 3 books. But these editions are gorgeous. Obsessed. Chapter 1. The family of Dashwood had been long settled in Sussex. This just might be under Animal Farm. It gave nothing at all whatsoever. It gave boring, uninterested. I am excited to read it. I've loved every Jane Austen novel I've read. I mean, I've read 3 only, but I've loved them. This one, at least opening line, was just not it. I know that once I get into the book, I'm gonna like it. This is also like really liked one of hers, so I know I'm gonna love it. But this line was not it, so she's going last. Animal Farm, look at you moving up. Look at you moving up the ladder. So proud of you. Anyway, these books are so heavy. I need to buy less heavy books. And then lastly, by Jane Austen, we have Emma. And let's see how Emma starts. Like, also gorgeous. They're just gorgeous editions. Okay, chapter 1. Emma Woodhouse, handsome, clever, and rich, with a comfortable home and a happy disposition, seemed to unite some of the best blessings of existence, and had lived nearly 21 years in the world with very little to distress or vex her. I think she can go under The Prince and the Pauper. That's where we're gonna stick little Emma. Well, big Emma. She thick. So that's where we're gonna put Emma. I know Emma is also a very well loved Jane Austen book, so there's that. Am I missing a book? Oh my god, there was more on this side. LOL. I ignore those two. So we have the Iliad by Homer. We also have the Odyssey. That one's gonna be next though. So we're just gonna read the first line from the preface, I guess. Do we do preface? No, let's do first. The top says, the quarrel between Agamemnon and Achilles. Achilles withdraws from the war and sends his mother Thetis to ask Jove to help the Trojans. Scene between Jove and Juno on Olympus. That's not the first sentence, that's just explaining it. The first sentence is, sing, O goddess, the anger of Achilles, son of Peleus, that brought countless ills upon the Achaeans. I think we'll put it above crime and punishment. I can't even speak. Okay, then we're gonna do the Odyssey, also by Homer. This is the cute Barnes & Noble edition of it. And okay, we're not gonna do the preface because the preface is talking about translating it. There was one that I did the preface in that maybe I shouldn't have done the preface. But it's too late now. We're here now because I do not remember. And so I'm not gonna read the top just because it's a long little thingamabob. So we're just gonna read the first sentence. Tell me, O Muse, of that ingenious hero who traveled far and wide after he had sacked the famous town of Troy. This one's giving. I think we're gonna put this one under Emma. The Odyssey under Emma. Because it kind of sounds like an adventure that's waiting to happen. And we all love adventures, you know? Well, I love adventures. So there we go. Then we're gonna do The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I read this in high school, but I want to reread it just because I feel like in high school I just kind of like read it to read it for class. I want to give it a better shot, see if I really truly wasn't like the biggest Gatsby fan, or if maybe it was just the time that I read it. So let's see. Oh, did I say it was by F. Scott Fitzgerald? I'm not sure if I did, but it's by him. Okay, so it says, in my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. So I guess it's a little like alluring, like what's the advice, but like I don't really care too much about the advice. So we're gonna put it under, I think under War and Peace. We're gonna put it under War and Peace. Okay, so that's where she's going right now. Then we have 4 books, and they're all like the cute Barnes & Noble editions. So we're gonna start with The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. Look at it, how gorgeous it's giving. All of these also have like a little ribbon bookmark, so like the end papers, they're iconic. Are you still recording? Yes, I am. You don't know about me without you have read a book. I don't think they wrote it correctly. You don't know about me without you have read a book by the name of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, but that ain't no matter. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or like a typo when like releasing this edition. If you guys have Huckleberry Finn, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and you would like to let me know, please do so. or maybe my brain just doesn't work right. Maybe I don't know how to read. But that like was weird. So we're gonna put it at the end because I was confused. So this is the last one, I think, because I was very, very much confused. I'm just gonna do that. Just gonna move it back there. I don't have to carry all that. And the next three, they're all what you call this? They're all gothic, like horror books. So we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and other stories. We're only gonna judge right now Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde just because there's all of those stories. I already tabbed them with like my cute looking dark academia ones. Like, how stunning are they? Love them. Anyway, so we're just gonna do The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So it says, Mr. Utterson the lawyer was a man of a rugged countenance that was never lighted by a smile, cold, scanty, and embarrassed in discourse, backward in sentiment, lean, long, dusty, dreary, and yet somehow lovable. So it's giving a dark character. No, I'm kidding. It does sound pretty good. At least for me, I quite enjoyed that. I think I'm gonna put it under Little Women. I think so. I think I like the spoopy vibes of it, the little spooky vibes. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and next we have Wuthering Heights. I've never read this one. I have read Charlotte Bronte's book, which was, what was it? Jane Eyre. But this one's Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights with like the cute little purple pages. Okay, it says 1801. I have just returned from a visit to my landlord, the solitary neighbor that I shall be troubled with. It's not given, is it? Where are we gonna put her? I think I almost fell. Let's put it under the Iliad. That's where we're gonna put her. And then we have, last but not least, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Here you guys can see a little ribbon bookmark. It's black and then the edges are like a burnt red orange. Stunning. It's the first sentence, St. Petersburg, December 11th, 17. Anyway, we'll read. You will rejoice to hear that no disaster has accompanied the commencement of an enterprise which you have regarded with such evil forebodings. I think under War and Peace is where it's gonna go. But honestly, I feel like there should be a video just rating like the backs, because this letter says, "You are my creator, but I am your master. Obey." That'll make me want to read it more than the first sentence. So she's gonna go after War and Peace. That's where she's gonna go. And now we're just gonna stack them all up here. And we're just gonna see them. Okay, so this is the order of them. Here we go. So we have first The Phantom of the Opera, then Peter Pan, then Little Women, The Adventures, wrong one. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories, The Prince and the Pauper, Emma, The Odyssey, The Secret Garden, Heidi, The Iliad, The Iliad, Wuthering Heights, Crime and Punishment, War and Peace, Frankenstein, The Great Gatsby, Mansfield Park, Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens, The Age of Innocence, The Wizard of Oz, Animal Farm, Sense and Sensibility, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Okay, so that is the order. Sorry, my camera's being stupid. That is the order I gave the books. So I'm very excited to start reading more classics. I have read a couple. My classics shelf. I have some here, and then some in a shelf over there. That one over there I'm pointing at there. And over there I had them, but now they're up there because I ran out of space. So these are the classics I still need to read. I am very excited about the fact that The Phantom of the Opera, oh my god, please don't fall, please, is one of the, it's number one, because I have been really wanting to read it, and if I do, I will probably read it with the how do you call this, with the soundtrack of the musical playing in the background, because I feel like it'll heighten the experience. So yes, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Actually, let's see if I can carry them all and have them in frame. I really doubt it because they're very heavy, but we're gonna try. We're really gonna try right now. I'm actually carrying them. My bangs aren't giving. Can you see all of them? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. I am out of breath from trying to carry that.